The verdict is in. To Kill a Mockingbird is one of the must-see Broadway shows of the year.
I mean, hands down. The great American novel has gone from page to stage in a breathtaking new production, with Gideon Glick stealing our hearts as Dill, and we are so excited to have Gideon with us now. Welcome.
Hi, guys.
You know, I talked to you after I saw this show, and I was just blown away. This show is so good. You're so good in it. I know we all read this book. Do you remember it? But this play feels so fresh and so current. Do you remember when you first read the book?
Yes, it was actually a very transformative moment for me because I read in the 7th grade, and it's how I learned how to be a critical reader and a critical thinker, and I've taken that with me for my whole life. Yeah,
and so if you carried that with you your whole life, what was it like reading this play?
Well, the first time I read the play was out loud in front of Aaron Sorkin, Art Shear, Scott Rudin, in a Southern accent, so I don't really remember it.
Well, we blanked out.
It was total blackout.
Yeah.
Well, Scout, Jem, and Dill narrate the story. Now, these are children being played by adults in this case.
Yes.
So what is that like for you? How do you get into character and become a child night after night?
Yeah, for me, it's about understanding the stakes of the character, what motivates them to say what they say, remembering that we're in the South, it's the 30s, there's no television. The sense of adventure and excitement of just running around the neighborhood is what ignites these characters, and not being so concerned with the external stuff, because that kind of all follows suit.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the play, you don't even think, like, within the first 10 seconds, you don't even think about the age of the actors. You're right there with them.
That's the beauty of theater.
That's the beauty of theater. And, you know, and Harper Lee based Dill on Truman Capote, which I didn't know before until we had been doing the research for this.
Yeah.
Did that affect your interpretation of Dill at all, or how you played it?
Oh, yeah. It's a gigantic part of the infusion of who this character is.
Yeah.
I read so many of his biographies, his work. We went down to Monroeville, soaked up the southern heat, and and actually Capote's memorial was at the Shubert Theater, so I like to think that he's a gigantic part of this production, beyond how he's been infused into Dill.
Yeah, do you have a photo of him in your dressing room?
I do. That was an incredible gift from my partner when we moved into the theater. It was waiting for me.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Now, we know Aaron's working for all of his fast-paced, fast-moving writing and everything, but for this show, it's very slow. It embraces that Southern vibe. How did you get to that tone?
Yeah, well, that's in the text. I think Aaron did, you know, Aaron has this distinctive voice. Yeah. He married it to Harper Lee's kind of slower Southern lyrical quality. But I'll say I think Dill is a good link between Aaron Sorkin and Harper Lee, because he's such an excitable character.
He is
talks
very,
so fast. So I like to think that that's there.
That's cool.
Yeah, well, you and the cast recently traveled to D.C. to perform parts of the show at the Library of Congress. I mean, what was that like to perform that at such an historic venue when this is, you know, such a time in history that everyone knows?
Yeah, well, it's, you know, the book means so much to the nation, and this piece is so important. To do that in a place that's symbolically so important was very moving, but to do it for 350 kids in the D.C. area who love theater and love the piece, that was so gratifying.
More important than where you were actually doing it. It was like the audience that you were doing it in front of,
Well, speaking of the audience, you guys are breaking box office records left and right, and you've had some pretty famous audience members like the Clintons. Did you know they were coming before the show started?
You always get a sense. You start a little bit later, and, and you hear a round of applause when they enter. So, and the whole cast actually is on the stage before the scrim goes up, because we're all kind of hanging out in the first 5 minutes before we go on stage. So we can hear it, and it's incredible. And it's incredible how many different kinds of people have come to see the show and are so moved by it, and it's deeply, deeply gratifying.
Does that make you nervous, though, when you see, like, famous people in the audience that maybe are a little
Depends on who
intimidating?
they are.
Who would be the most intimidating?
To be honest, when I saw Tony Kushner in the audience, my heart started racing.
So. All right, well, you can catch To Kill a Mockingbird at the Shubert Theater now. Do yourself a favor and go get some tickets, because it is a must-see. Gideon, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, guys.